You're listening to the Holistic Spaces podcast brought to you by Mindful Design Feng Shui School, episode 200, How to Offer Gratitude with Feng Shui. Welcome to episode 200. Wow, 200 of the Holistic Spaces podcast, where we hope to inspire, educate, and empower you to create your own holistic spaces that nurture and resonate with you. Angie Cho and Laura Morris are the founders of the Mindful Design Feng Shui School. We teach Feng Shui online at mindfuldesignschool.com. Check us out. We have a mailing list. We'd love for you to join. We also have different classes and offerings. You can visit us at mindfuldesignschool.com. And if you want to sign up for a mailing list, you can scroll down there on the main page, and it has a little box for you to sign up. And also, we have a lot of things you can check out over there. So take a look.
Yeah, episode 200.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know. Sounds good. Episode 200. Yay. And we are so grateful for all of our listeners. We thought this gratitude podcast was a great time. I mean, there's so many reasons to time it now. And it just happened to be on our 200th episode. So that's great. So if you're not already on our mailing list, make sure you get on it, because in a soon-ish, like within the next few days or whatever, we're going to have a very special offer that we're going to announce, and it's going to go straight to our subscribers. And it's our way of thanking our listeners and our followers and our subscribers. So it has, just as a teaser, it's going to have to do with the new zodiac year that's coming. And it is a workshop that I think a lot of you have actually participated in something like this with us. And so it's around that. So it's a live workshop that Angie and I are doing. And so make sure you're on our list.
To welcome the water rabbit.
Yeah, the water rabbit is coming. Exactly. So more to come on that if you are on our mailing list. So today we are talking about gratitude. It is the time of year where a lot of us are starting to, again, as we said in our last podcast, we talked about Earth, we're coming in the house, we're gathering with friends and family. A lot of you that are in the US this week, it's a big week for you. So families and friends. But, there's some people that maybe are having a more quiet time and reflective time of year. It might not be all about big family gatherings. Everyone has a different way and, different situation. But gratitude is a way that I have found, and I know I'm not the only one, obviously, to shift your mindset. So Angie, when I say gratitude is a way to shift your mindset, what do you think of?
Well, first of all, I think about how gratitude is so helpful to shift your mindset, because it's very easy to fall into a stream of consciousness where you constantly just things become more negative and negative. And it's really easy. It's kind of a little bit like human nature. If we keep walking down that path gets deeper and deeper and more well-worn. But alternatively, we could shift that path, make a turn in our life, and go down a different path that is one of gratitude. And when we can be grateful to people, things, opportunities, and see something that may have been a challenging situation as an opportunity, then we can grow and shift rather than fall into more despair, which is a thing. Because I was just talking to a good friend of mine about this time of year, and she's been kind of unhappy lately, but she also talks about like the other impacts of the end of the year besides the holidays and what that brings up for someone. It also, she started saying, like, it's taxes will come up soon and all these. So people start getting worried. And she's like, the bills start coming in. And it's really easy to kind of fall into that vortex of not having gratitude, but simply changing your view. And that's what feng shui is about. It's about actually seeing in your home how you can change your visual perspective and how that can actually trickle and resonate and start to vibrate with the invisible parts of your life. So by shifting your physical perspective in your home, you can therefore change other things in your home. So shifting your mindset is so important. And I think this is a really important time of year to do it because it can be a very emotional time because it's also very yin, right? So we're looking
Mhm.
at the hidden, the unconscious, the dark side of things, and that's what water element is about. So to make a conscious effort to stand up and shift your view, to look at things from a different direction is huge.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not that easy to do that, right? So it's good to start in small little baby steps and little ways. And so what we thought we could do today is give you a real tangible way that you could use feng shui to help you connect with this idea of gratitude a little bit more easily. And there's lots of different, you can do gratitude journals, you can do all these things. I mean, there's books and books and books written on this stuff. But we thought, okay, well, if we're thinking about it from what we do as feng shui practitioners, a lot of what we do, not all of, but is connects with the idea of changing your visual perspective, something you see, and often adding something tangible to the space in order to change your own inside, the inner chi. So feng shui is always about this outer and inner, right? Changing the outer surroundings and environment really to impact your chi. So the same would apply to what we're going to walk you through today. So that feng shui can provide you a visual or tangible connection to gratitude. So by adding something to your home, this thing that you add in the particular way we're going to tell you to do it will remind you that when things get complicated or hard, that you again can think back to that gratitude, okay? That you still have so much to be grateful for. And it helps you make that connection and start to shift. Okay? Just little ways. We thought this could be a good way. So in this case, what we're proposing that you do is that you take something that is visual and tangible. In this case, we would call that a feng shui adjustment or an enhancement. And it really can be anything, honestly. And for those of you out there that are really creative and have been following feng shui for a while, stuff might come up for you when we say what area, and you can do something. But you could just keep it really simple and do like a light or a candle. A flameless candle is probably, safer, but also great because they can be lit for so long. Or you could hang a feng shui crystal in, where the areas that we're talking about. And in the show notes, we'll put a link to how you can find out more about feng shui crystals. Um,
But light,
and
oh,
sorry.
can I just say something?
Yeah.
But light actually is a powerful thing to go with that Laura suggested here because light is transformation. Light is fire element, and it's taking it. What does a fire do? It can take something and change it and transform it and
Mhm.
transmute it. So this is a very powerful way. So don't disregard her suggestion of using light with a feng shui crystal or a candle.
Mhm. Yeah, in feng shui, we have many categories, and one of them is bright or light. And so, um, you know, two things, like Angie said, fire transforming, and also the brightness that's shone on it to reveal something. Okay. So, we picked these for a reason, but again, I also, open up to your creativity. So you have something you've picked, some physical thing you've decided, a light, a candle, or a feng shui crystal. And then you're going to choose something or someone that you are grateful for. And you are going to write a note of thanks, and, and gratitude to them or to it or to whatever the situation is. It doesn't have to be long, but you're going to take that note and you're going to write it. And, if we were sort of doing this as a full feng shui thing, we'd say, buy a new pen, get a nice fresh sheet of paper, make a ritual out of it, make ceremony, give it some ceremony, write it out with intention. And then you're going to take that letter, you can fold it up, you can, tie it with a nice little bow, whatever you want to do. And you're going to place that letter, and you're also going to, with the feng shui adjustment, in a particular area, in an appropriate bagua area of your home or bedroom. And so what we are going to go through is we're going to go through a list of general list of things that if you've picked this as your what to be grateful for, we are giving you the accompanying gua. And so if you don't know what a bagua is, be sure to go and listen to our 3 podcasts that we have on the bagua. We have a 3-parter on that, and be sure to listen to that. Or you can or you can go to our website, go onto the blog page, and you can download. We have a nice little download that you can do to help you with the bagua.
Yeah.
But the bagua,
Also,
yeah.
also we're going to make sure that if you're on our mailing list,
Yes.
we're going to have on our newsletter, or actually the podcast episode email will have this information more easily digestible in a visual. It's like, it's so funny that we do like a podcast about feng shui when a lot of it's so visual, but we're doing the best we can. So yeah, check it out or look at all our downloadables. But if you're on our mailing list, that'll be the easiest, because we really highlight a lot of information for you there that makes it easy for you to explore more if it's not something that's easily understood over just a podcast.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we're supported with that, with an email that will be going out, and be sure to get on the mailing list. You get that because it does help to see the visual. Although, there are people that have podcasts about art and they're, like, at least we don't have to do that. Walk you through what a Picasso looks like. Anyway. Okay. So if you are grateful for, so we're going to start listing them off. If you are grateful for family, if that's what you picked for your letter, you're going to place your letter and your adjustment in jeune, which is more commonly referred to as family. And look, we can even pick colors of paper if you really want to,
or a pen,
or a pen,
or a marker. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the colors. So if you can find a teal pen, or like a greeny teal aqua colored paper, you can do that. And write your note on that. That brings the color of it into it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, so the next area is okay, wait, before all this, Laura, if people are grateful for all of these, can they do one for everyone?
No, I think what they should do is, I think they should list them all off and put them in the center.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. We were thinking the same thing. Yeah, you can list all of them, and maybe it would be so fun if you got like markers, like the Pentel marker set, and write each one in each color.
Yeah, so take note of the color when we go through it. And then if you decide that you really do want to do a bigger list, then it's like the last one we talk about here, but the center in feng shui, we're not just saying that as a throwaway. It really is that encaptures all the 10,000 things. The center is it's the one that captures all the things that cannot be, put into little buckets everywhere else. So the center is a really powerful place. So don't disregard the Tai Chi or the center. Okay. So we've got family first is going to jeune teal.
Okay. And then if you want to offer some gratitude for your mother, your own motherhood, your grandmother, the feminine side of your family, the female side of your family, your wife, your sister, for instance, you can use the color pink, which is related to kun position, which is also known as relationships, partnerships, or marriage.
If you are grateful and thankful for your father, or, you are a father, or your husband, your brother, again, the male energy or the male side of the family. Sons, you can put in a different category, but there's male energy there too. You would place it in Chen, what's called Chen, which is helpful people. area. And the color that you would use again for with your markers or your paper would be gray.
And then the next area is called Dway, which is related to the color white. So in this case, they do have white markers you can use. I wouldn't suggest you use whiteout pen, uh, but you could do white or write on a white piece of paper. But this is related to your children.
Mhm.
And fur babies count as children, like for people like me who don't have children. So if you have gratitude for your children, or you want to offer special gratitude for your children or your furred babies, you can, or your grandchildren, you can activate Dway, which is called completion or children, and it's again that color white.
And if you are thankful for your career or your path in life, your purpose, you can place your little note in con, which is also called career, and the color is black that you would use.
Then if you want to offer gratitude to your home, or have gratitude for having your financial life in place, you could activate Shun position, which is related to wealth and abundance and prosperity. And it's also known as the wealth corner. That is related to the color purple. So you can break out your purple pens, your purple ink for this one.
And if you are thankful for your grandparents or your ancestors, you can place the note in con. And again, that's, water, con, it's career, often called career, but it's connected with past and ancestors, is the color black.
So if you want to offer gratitude for your health, I think if you are in good health, that's a wonderful thing to offer gratitude for your health and well-being. That's related to the center of the bagua maps and bagua map. I guess plural works too, but I don't know where that S came from. Bagua map. So if you want to offer gratitude for your overall health and well-being, you can work with the Tai Chi in the center of the bagua, and that's related to the color yellow.
And if you are grateful or you want to give thanks for your faith or your spiritual practice, you can place your note in what's called gun, which is self-awareness, knowledge, but it also has to do with, that spiritual side of you. And you can use a dark blue pen.
Mm-hmm. And another aspect of the same position, gun position with that dark blue, like navy blue pen, is if you want to offer gratitude for all the skills and knowledge and education that you've received.
And if you want to be thankful, if you are thankful and you want to give gratitude to the successes in your life or your status, status in the community, you can place the note in Li position, and you can use a red pen.
And Li is also known as fame and recognition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then last but not least, we're bringing up Con again. So Con is career area or path in life, and that's related to the color black. And if you want to offer gratitude for wisdom, all the wisdom that you've received from the teachers that you've had in your life, you can place your offering of gratitude in Con position using the color black. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the color thing is an option, but it kind of puts a fun twist on it, I think.
Yeah. And obviously, each of these areas of the bagua have lots of nuances. We just wanted to give you, we sort of tried to pick the most common things that people might be grateful for. And again, coming back to the center, if there's something that you're grateful for that we didn't name, that's okay. Write it out and put it in the center, because again, the center captures all things. So, and it's a really powerful area of the home.
Yes, this was such a great idea, Laura. I actually wrote the acknowledgments for my book when I was on retreat in September, and I just had to kind of finalize it with my publisher today. And it's actually such a enriching experience to write down your gratitude for people and acknowledge
Mm-hmm.
your gratefulness and thanks because um, I think you and I are kind of similar in that we're like at a party, like we don't like we sneak out. I don't know if you do that, but I think you do because
You ghost people.
I just like it's like too emotional for me sometimes to like have to, and it takes too long. Like, but like, I know with our students, we kind of like we give really clear closure, but we
Mm-hmm.
don't drag it out with
Mm-hmm.
our certification program, right? Or I feel like you and I are like, bye, but we'll see you soon, right? So
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of closure, but there's something really important, I think, about taking that time. And it is very emotional when you sit down and acknowledge those in your life
Yeah.
and different aspects of your life and people, objects, things, places in your life that have really brought you to where you are now. It's a very meaningful experience.
Yeah, and so we're pairing that the act of writing something out, which is like a sigil in a way. It's like a prayer or a mantra that you've written out when you actually put it to paper, and with that enhancement, that feng shui enhancement, because you want them to be in the same area ish, right? That same, so that when you walk by every day and you see that candle or you see that, feng shui crystal, or you see that light and you decide to turn it on or light it, it will, it'll all kind of trigger this, you know, I don't know, recognition of all this. And it'll
Yeah,
kind
and
of,
a lot of it will happen on an invisible level.
yeah, exactly.
So this is wonderful. Thank you so much for.
Thanks to all of our listeners for,
Oh yeah.
listening to us to 200.
Oh yeah, I guess, see, we did it again. We didn't really say thank you. So we should actually say we have so much gratitude for all of you and all the rainbow colors
Mm-hmm.
and um for all of you, because so many of our students actually are podcast listeners,
Mm-hmm.
and we wouldn't be able to do what we do and what we love without you as listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
And thank all of you so much. We have so much gratitude for each of you, for all of you to be with us on this journey, and always for listening to the podcast. And we have the podcast available every week. So if you like our podcast, please share it, leave a review, subscribe. Be sure to sign up for our mailing list. We do have something special that we're offering, so we really hope that you'll receive it. And if you're not already on our newsletter, you can do so by visiting mindfuldesignschool.com and scrolling to the bottom of the main page, or look at your app. There's probably some show notes there that have a link directly to sign up for our mailing list. And we hope all of you have a wonderful holiday weekend if you are in the States. If you're not, we hope you have a great weekend wherever you're listening. And we hope to see you next week.